Personally, I think Les has been around for too many provincial administrations. I spent quite a bit of time with him in Brazil, and was fortunate he shared a lot of his insights about those administrations down there. Very interesting stuff. I think he's got a book coming out at some point in the future, much like Pecker did a short time ago. As Les mentioned, we are primarily based in Clarenville. That's where all of our design and engineering work is done, all the production is done. And I head up the business development part in St. John's because obviously that's where a lot of our clients tend to be. SubC Control was started like a lot of businesses, I guess, in that the founder saw a need in the market that wasn't really being satisfied adequately with what was currently available. In this case, it was the ability to acquire high-quality imagery for the inspection of subsea assets. The founder, Chad Collett, had very intimate knowledge and first-hand experience as an ROV pilot and as a project manager offshore. So he saw firsthand the quality of video that was being acquired. And to be quite honest, it was quite overwhelming. Underwhelming. I've actually seen some of the video myself when I first started with the company, and it was very, very difficult to tell what exactly you were looking at. Most of the imagery was done by standard definition cameras, and if you're down at certain depths, lighting's a real issue, and the quality of video and the resolution was really quite poor, to the point I remember when we first met with a client, he showed me these pictures, and I really couldn't tell what we were looking at. It was, other than there was a bunch of circles, red circles around these supposedly bubbles it was at the time. And the guy told me, he said, you know, other than relying on the ROV pilot's word that he actually saw something in these places, you really had nothing else to go by. So Chad, he had 3 lines of thought. First was, why is the quality of the imagery so poor? Second, why hasn't anybody done anything to improve the quality, build a better camera? And third, well, why don't I build a better camera? And that's exactly what he set out to do. And that's why he started SubC Control back in 2010. I think we all know here in Newfoundland and Labrador, the ocean tech sector really has a lot of exciting things happening. And that's why I love this forum. I can't think of a better forum to get the word out about what is happening. And based on the number of people that have, kind of braved the elements today to get here, I think we all want to know, and this is one of the best places to do it. So I think that bodes well for the future of the sector. I think we'll uncover a lot of potential business opportunities and partnerships that we probably otherwise wouldn't have been able to uncover. So the first thing I wanted to show you, SubC Control, we focus on the imaging part of the underwater market. I'm going to show you a brief video just to give you an idea of the quality. And I will say it's actually better quality than this if you see it on my laptop, but it's give you an idea of the detail you can now see. Apologize, there's no sound. There's been some technical difficulties with the equipment here. So again, this is a pressure washer cleaning the barnacles off a subsea asset. And you can see the level of detail you can see with that. Getting pretty clean, right? Absolutely. You get your car washed like that, Les.
So is your camera attached to your ROV?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, the cameras, they can be used in a bunch of different configurations. In this particular instance, it's on an ROV. It can be used with some of our other products as a standalone application. It can be put on an AUV as well. And I'll tell you why some of our products are unique. So I think you've seen enough of that. It doesn't get any better. Okay. So the company, and this really reflects the philosophy of Chad Collett and one of the other primary owners of the company, Adam Rowe. So our philosophy is really, the oil and gas sector a lot of times tends to be behind in terms of the adoption of technology. I think that's changed a lot in recent years, especially with the issue with BP in the Gulf of Mexico. So we really want to incorporate the latest and greatest in technology in the products we develop to give some features and functions that are just not available now. We don't want to develop me-too products. I think if we're a small company, we're trying to open up a spot in the marketplace. We're not going to do it with me-too products that does the same as everybody else does. At that point, you become a commodity, and we don't want to be a commodity. The other thing we want to do is we really do want to develop unique solutions. We've had a number of customers come to us with problems that they were trying to solve, and we gave them the means to solve those problems. So we've come up with very unique solutions that allowed them to do things that they weren't able to do in the past. And the other one, and this is extremely important, that we've discovered in the oil and gas industry especially, is the technical service. Without that, the technical support, you're really dead in the water. companies can put up with the issues being wrong with products because we all know if you're taking new technology on, there's a learning curve. What they can't abide by is no one being there to answer the phone when they have a question or they need to get through a certain issue. We had probably one of the most favorite comments I've ever had from a customer recently. It was an email to me thanking us for super duper technical assistance. So I've never seen that, someone praising our, the support capability that we're offering. And that's what they want. They want someone to hold their hand while they're working through the issues that, our technology, the adoption of that new technology might be causing. And it's really no one's fault. It's just a learning curve associated with adopting it. Yeah. So we really started out focusing, our product portfolio has gotten quite broad. We initially started out with one underwater camera. So right now we do everything from standard definition to high definition cameras. We do our own lighting. We also have some unique capabilities in our cameras that you won't find anywhere else on the market. As a matter of fact, we had 2 of our competitors come to us and ask us if we could provide them with a camera because their clients wanted a camera with certain functions and features that they just didn't have, and as far as they knew, we were the only ones that had it. So it's obviously, it's a great thing to have happen. Of course, I'm telling all of our clients that they've actually asked us. So this is the 3rd generation of this camera, and it's really our flagship camera. It's one of our most popular sellers. As I said before, most people were using standard definition cameras, or they were using digital stills cameras. This combines the features of both, and it also offers the unique functionality of being recorded to the camera itself. So in a lot of cases, there's older technology out in the offshore oil and gas sector, or even marine research. If you want to leave a unit there for a certain period of time and record footage over, let's say, a month, this camera allows you to do it because it has the ability to take on 16 hours of HD video. So if you've got an older ROV that can't transmit a live feed to the surface, this guy will actually let you send a standard definition feed to the surface while recording high definition to the camera itself, which means that the customer doesn't have to upgrade all their equipment, which can be very expensive, and they can provide that as a client and as a service to their client, where otherwise they wouldn't have been able to do so. So it gets them in the game to be able to bid on projects, fulfill the requirements, without having to incur additional costs. So we've noticed that with certain ROV manufacturers that don't offer that live feed capability unless they have a spare fiber optic cable. This guy's been a godsend to them. They absolutely love this camera. And one of the biggest challenges is just, obviously with all small companies, is getting the word out that it's available. One of the things we try and do as well is we were selling cameras. We had almost all of our clients ask, okay, we're going to buy a camera from you. What do you suggest we use for lighting? We kind of got tired of recommending other competitors' products. So we built our own light. And now every time one of our cameras go out the door, one of these guys go with it pretty much 90% of the time. And what we've done is we've really tried to integrate our new products with our older products. For this particular unit, that can be actually powered and controlled by that one-cam camera you saw initially. And it can be, so for a standalone application, for example, it can be configured to sync with the camera such that the camera comes on and goes off at different intervals for different durations. It can also act as a strobe as well as a video light. So can you imagine if you're trying to monitor, let's use for example a crab pot. So if you want that, get some video, you want to take some stills, it can come on, power up for 10 minutes, take video for 10 minutes, and that light will come on and act as a video light, power down, power up, take 10 digital stills, and it acts as a flash. It will strobe for those digital stills. Close down, shut off for 5 or 6 hours, and start up again and do the same thing, thus conserving battery power, but still giving you a really good imagery of what's going on in that particular application in that crab pot. And again, one of our clients, when I spoke to them on the phone initially, it was a deep sea mining company actually. They said they couldn't believe how well integrated all of our products were with each other. Instead of them having to piecemeal things, so a camera here, a light there, a battery there, we could provide the whole solution, and it all worked well together. And they knew it worked well because we had already done the testing. This is actually a customer picture. I see Keelan back there. Keelan actually used this in Genesis newsletter recently. So this is a drop camera configuration. I don't know if there's a laser pointer anywhere here, but In the middle is our camera. On the left is a battery, and on the right is the light. And so we actually built a switch into this. So when it hit the bottom, it would trigger the switch, and it would come up. It would take pictures, and they did that all along the bottom floor. This has worked really well for standalone applications or any kind of drop camera configuration. This is a relatively new unit. So this is really what we do for topside recording and overlaying. It's also capable of transmission within a local area network, or over line of sight, or over the internet if you have access to the internet. We know this product has features and functions that at its price point nobody else in the industry offers. This guy's labeled dinner in my folder, so you can get some idea just of the clarity of those stills. These are not frame grabs, which tend to be of much lower quality. These are very high resolution digital stills. I did want to show you, don't have any video, have any sound, which is unfortunate because this is actually narrated. So we did this work last year, where we put 2 cameras. It was for recovery of the C-Rose cover plate, the PSO cover plate, down in Marystown. And we put 2 cameras on the barge. And then what they wanted is they wanted to be able to guide the cover plate as they landed it on the barge. So we put the cameras on, we ran the cable up to the bridge, and we had a video transmitter antennas up here in our SubC DVR that was doing all the overlaying, and we sent that to the supply vessel so they could watch it as it was being landed. It wasn't fun going up and down that steep stairs for that bridge. So if you get the video to the supply vessel or to an FPSO, if they have a satellite uplink, they can get that to an office in downtown St. John's that they can watch it pretty much in real time, very low latency. And that's it. Now, Les, I know you wanted to ask a bunch of pointed questions. So
I want you to think for a little while.
Not my strong suit. Go ahead.
No, I really want to thank Jim. I'm going to invite some questions after Jim's presentation. But I'd like to thank you for the presentation. There's so much in your presentation, not only about your company, because obviously it's on the move, and having been with you now for a while, spent time on the road with you, get a sense of the opportunities there. But significant about your presentation was the second last slide, I believe, when you showed the applications of technologies. And Jane, we've been working on this for some time, and Jane has some good ideas. She's articulated very good definitions. A definition for ocean technology. People say, what's ocean technology? Is it shipbuilding? Is it 1, 2, 3? And we're trying to define it for Canada and the world, really, about showing its applications broadly. And that second last slide there, I think when you outline what you're doing, is it really a step forward in setting to people a definition of what ocean technology does and its applications across the broad suite of sectors, of ocean sectors. And that's there's so many other things I could say, and I will say maybe before the morning's over. But that was very positive, and your story is great, and we're delighted you shared it with us. Again, we'll come back after we hear from Jim. So thank you very, very much.